Just ahead on CTV News, the government shutdown has come to an end. Find out what's next for federal employees. And school districts nationwide are celebrating Ruby Bridges' Walk to School Day. Plus, Commanders fans, get ready. The team is in Madrid to take on the Miami Dolphins this Sunday. These stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening, this is CTV News for November 14th. I'm Michaela Newton. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, a 43-day standoff is finally over. President Trump signed the bill reopening the federal government after the longest shutdown in U.S. history. The House passed the funding deal late Wednesday on a mostly party-line vote, 222 to 209, sending it to the Oval Office, where the president signed it within hours. The shutdown halted paychecks for federal workers, clogged airport security lines, and pushed families to food banks nationwide. The measure funds just 3 agencies outright and keeps the rest of the government running only through January 30th.
Republicans never wanted a shutdown and voted 15 times for a clean continuation of funding. There's never been a time when one or the other party ever didn't sign a continuation. It's just a continuation, not a big deal. It's a continuation, and we'll talk later. Yet the extremists in the other party insisted on creating the longest government shutdown in American history, and they did it purely for political reasons.
And the deal also reverses Trump's firing of some federal workers and guarantees back pay, but leaves Congress barely 10 weeks to avoid yet another shutdown. And the government may be open again, but Maryland Democrats say the countdown to the next shutdown has already started. The deal that ended the 43-day shutdown only funds Washington through January 30th. Congress now has less than 80 days to pass 9 spending bills and extend key Affordable Care Act tax credits. Congressman Glenn Ivey calls the agreement a temporary patch, while Sarah Elfreth is pushing a petition to force a vote on a 3-year extension of those credits. Now, Maryland's lone Republican Andy Harris says Congress can't finish the job. And Maryland lawmakers are being warned not to plug a $1 billion budget hole with the state's savings account because it could cost them far more down the line. The state is staring at a nearly $1.5 billion deficit for fiscal 2027. One option is pulling $815 million from Maryland's rainy day fund. But budget analysts say that the move could damage the state's bond rating and leave Maryland exposed as even larger deficits arrive in 2028 and beyond. Senate President Bill Ferguson says tax hikes are off the table, but admits hard cuts may be unavoidable. And a county-run school recognized a young girl who played a pivotal role in the desegregation of public schools nationwide. Mount Rainier Elementary School was the backdrop for the Ruby Bridges Walk to School Day this morning. You may recall Ruby Bridges, who was a Black 6-year-old girl from Louisiana who was the first student to integrate an all-white elementary school back on November 14th in 1960. Today, teachers and staff at Mount Rainier Elementary School welcomed students and celebrated this special day.
We're celebrating a 6-year-old girl whose courage, changed the nation. Ruby Bridges, 65 years ago, walked through hate for our right to learn. Today in Prince George's County, we have a highly diverse school district, and we celebrate, all of our children that enter our buildings. And I think today reminds us of the need and importance to show our kids we love them, to show them that they belong in our schools, and to show them we're going to help them live out their wildest dreams.
And this event also coincides with school's Unity Walk to School Day, where students, teachers, and staff walk through the Mount Rainier community to promote pedestrian safety. Well, 2 mothers are suing the Prince George's County school system over allegations that a teacher tied their first-grade students to chairs with a bungee cord. According to attorney Jason Kistner, who represents the parents, that lawsuit was recently filed. It happened back in October when mothers Kelly Young and Demia Roman received a call from the principal of Seat Pleasant Elementary School stating there had been an incident. Child Protective Services told the mothers that the students were restrained with bungee cords in a chair. Both children are 6 years old, autistic, and nonverbal.
We're here for an incident that occurred on October the 22nd of last month when two nonverbal autistic first graders, young boys at Seat Pleasant Elementary School, were tied to chairs with bungee cords by at least one teacher in their classroom. The shocking part here is that the parents didn't learn of the incident from the school. They later learned it from CPS. The school self-reported this. The police were called to the scene as well.
In a letter to parents sent by the principal, the teacher was placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of an investigation. And two lawmakers with Caribbean roots have joined forces to get supplies to Jamaicans impacted by the devastation of Hurricane Melissa. Now, this is the scene at the Silver Spring Civic Building this morning. Volunteers were busy working to sort and pack donated food, clothing, and baby supplies. All of these items will be sent next Tuesday. And this recovery relief drive is in partnership with the Embassy of Jamaica and Montgomery County Council at-large member Lori Ann Sales and State Delegate Janelle Wilkins.
When I saw that the embassy was starting to do a relief effort to collect, much needed supplies, I didn't see anywhere in Montgomery County. So I immediately called my friend and colleague at the state level, Delegate Wilkins.
Know that Jamaica is known for its food worldwide, and being able to provide non-perishable items that residents there can utilize is so important. So some of the things that we are asking for people to donate include water, sanitary items, cleaning products, hygiene products, cleaning supplies, and feminine items as well.
And organizers say the donation drive will run until November 17th. The two drop-off donation sites are the Silver Spring Civic Building and the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. Well, the National Immigrant Powerhouse announces a new leader. George Escobar has been appointed as the new executive director of CASA, as Gustavo Torres passes the torch after serving 34 years as executive director. Escobar is no stranger to CASA. He has served in the organization for 14 years, most recently as Chief of Programs and Services. And CASA, which advocates for the advancement of immigrant justice, public health, housing, and workforce development, has more than 180,000 members and now serves in 4 states. Escobar will begin his new assignment on January 1st of 2026. And Prince George's County is looking for a developer to build what they are calling Campus Village. This is a proposed mixed-use 93-acre district the county owns, a wooded site next to the train station at Bowie State University. County leaders are hoping Campus Village will offer diverse housing options, shopping, and office space. Developers will have until January 30th to send in their proposals for the land, and the county has earmarked $1 million to advance infrastructure for the project. You're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton. Still to come.
And it's the beginning of the Christmas season at Gaylord National Resort. I'm Jonathan Hunter. I have more on all other attractions, including ice.
We are the nation's largest integrated healthcare system, providing life-changing care to over 9 million veterans.
Our hands are busy, competent, skilled, healing, helping, and friendly. A place where diverse teams come together hand in hand to provide full patient-centered care. Working in state-of-the-art facilities with influential leaders in healthcare, all with a single goal in mind: to help veterans heal, recover, and get their lives back. In a place where everyone plays a part and where your efforts are truly appreciated. A place so innovative and forward-thinking that we're rebuilding hands, and where even robots lend a hand.
Join hands with us. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Our connections make powerful things happen, uniting individuals and communities. We are Rotary. We are people of action. With over 1 million members, we know what people can do when they come together. Around the world, Generations of leaders build new friendships and solve problems, turning great ideas into reality. Take action with us. Find out more at rotary.org/action.
Hi, I'm the big C. Hey, look at this beautiful couple. I knew as soon as I said that, I was like, don't say it, don't assume. Did you know more than 2 people die from skin cancer every hour?
Oh, man.
It's a bummer, but the good news is skin cancer is a cancer you can see, so you can go get checked. You can check each other regularly, make it romantic. Turns out I'm a matchmaking mirror. You're welcome. Love might be in the air.
Welcome back. Earlier this week, I sat down and spoke with Interim Superintendent of Prince George's County Public Schools, Dr. Sean Joseph, about his 100-day plan. The plan focuses on growth under Dr. Joseph's leadership, and today, on his 100th day, he's reflecting on the work he has accomplished. Here's what he had to say about the school district's top priorities and the work he's done so far.
As I came in after superintendent had left early, I just thought it was important to keep everybody focused on what we were doing. And so people knew for the past 3 months, there was no question, what are they working on, and did they do it, and what are the results? And now I can give those answers with specificity. Over the course of the 100 days, what we have focused on is just being more transparent and really engaging the community. And so we had 20 listen and learning sessions. So we did a virtual session in all 9 communities, and then an in-person session in all 9 board communities. And then we had 2 additional just for kicks, to kind of get out into the community and really listen deeply. So we engaged almost 2,000 different community members, understanding their hopes and dreams, and really helping us focus. And those conversations allowed us to identify 5 big rocks that we said we were going to focus on for the year.
What were some of the top things that you wanted to focus on? And again, has there been something that hasn't worked that you still want to focus on?
Yeah, no, it was really important that we really engage with the Board of Education and the community to understand what we were going to do first, second, and third. It was really important that we focused on our vacancies and recruitment strategies. We looked at our academics to see where we were, particularly in reading and mathematics, and what we could do to accelerate progress. And we focused on just organizational culture. When I came in, there was a big concern about buses and making sure buses were to, be there on time, and how we would communicate and all of those types of things. So, it was really about focusing, and I feel great about where we've landed. We've got a great community in Prince George's County. We've got amazing kids, amazing staff, but one of the things that I did talk about was that we have huge variance. We've got a huge difference between our most performing schools and our most challenged schools. And it takes the system to really put pressure on points to decrease that variance to make sure we can have excellence at scale. And that's the work that's ahead.
And going back to student achievement, PGCPS recently launched their performance dashboard that was launched. Tell me a little bit about that. What does it track?
Yeah, so the dashboard was important, because we have state tests that measure proficiency, that give one indication of how students are performing in Prince George's County, but it doesn't tell how kids are growing. The dashboards were important because it allows us to answer the question, are students making adequate growth in Prince George's County schools?
And you can find the new data dashboard on PGCPS's website. On January 20th, the school system will host their State of the Schools event, where Dr. Joseph will present a budget for the next fiscal year. And Maryland's sports wagering market delivered another big boost to education last month. The Maryland Lottery and Gaming Commission says October brought in more than $10 million for the state's school fund, helped by postseason baseball, football, and the start of basketball and hockey. Bettors wagered more than $736 million, winning back about $664 million. Now, since July, sports betting has generated nearly $44 million for the state, with most of it supporting the blueprint for Maryland's future, a multi-billion-dollar plan to strengthen schools statewide. And a career fair geared towards county students is set for this weekend. Congressman Glenn Ivey, County Council Member Jolene Ivey, and the Prince George's County School System are co-hosting a future-ready youth career fair this Saturday, November 15th, at Crossland High School. During the event, students will learn about the school district's CTE programs, apprenticeship and internship programs, and how to dress for success. Organizers say the career fair will allow young people to explore different career opportunities that don't require a four-year degree.
We're going to have about 25 vendors and other entities there. And so far we've had over 450 people sign up to come. So it's an opportunity for middle school and high school students to come out and have conversations and get information about possible career tracks. Not necessarily the college track per se, but trades and other types of vocational opportunities, electricians, plumbers, people who repair engines.
And the career fair will run from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Well, in just 48 hours, hundreds of Prince George's County students saw their futures change. The LLD Scholars Scholarship and Career Fairs delivered more than $2.7 million in scholarships and 238 on-site college acceptances. It was a true community effort from Sisters for Sisters Network to SCLC, the Crimson Achievement Foundation, and local schools. In all, about 1,500 students took part, generating over $12.9 million in potential tuition funding, now within reach. Meanwhile, Johns Hopkins University makes a major announcement that will have a big financial impact for certain students and their families. The university says it will provide free tuition to families making under $200,000. School officials also say the university will cover the cost of room and board, as well as some living expenses for families making under $100,000. This new policy change will only impact eligible current undergraduate students this spring and incoming students next fall. All right, well, we're just weeks away from the most magical time of the year, Christmas. And at the Gaylord National Resort, they're starting to get into the Christmas spirit. CTV's Jonathan Hunter stopped by and has our story.
When you travel to Gaylord National Resort, you'll see everything from Christmas trees, a train display, and even magical indoor snowfall. Today was the start of the Christmas celebration at the resort.
Here we've got tons to see and do. We decorate the entire property for the Christmas season. We add live stage shows. We've got an ice sculpture exhibit.
When you make your way over to the Christmas Village, you'll be heading to the North Pole. There you can take part in Christmas decorating, shopping, and ice tubing.
And they are tubing on real ice that gets repacked as there's wear and tear over the course of the season. So it is a nice, thrilling, sleek ride, and that is something that everybody loves.
And the main attraction is ice, and nearly everything in here is carved out of ice. And the theme this year is the Polar Express.
As you go through the different scenes, you'll have interactive pieces like sit in the passenger car of the train. We also have a slide room that's made entirely out of ice. We have other interactives where you can go crawl through tunnels.
And for some families, they were amazed at what they saw.
So far, we've just seen the very beginning, and it's pretty exciting that it's just all made out of ice. It's just amazing.
And at Gaylord National Resort, they want to continue to celebrate the Christmas holiday every year.
This event has become, tradition for a lot of families in the area. We love to bring joy and happiness to everyone, and every year we get, encouraged to do it bigger and better.
In Oxon Hill, Jonathan Hunter, CTV News.
Looks like a lot of fun. You can experience the fun until January 4th, but for more information, you can go to christmas@gaylordnational.com. All right, still to come on CTV News, the Mega Millions jackpot is growing, and there's another drawing tonight. After the break, find out your chances in winning the big prize. We'll be right back.
We hear the stories of people forced to abandon their home. The stories of people whose dreams have been swept away, or their lives left hanging by a thread. Or whose worlds have been blasted apart. Although the stories repeat themselves, each person's experience is unique as they are. And whether it's care or community that people need, we are here to help them live a new chapter, to embrace what makes them unique, be a lifeline to the most vulnerable.
Out! Everybody out! Come on!
Good job. Under 2 minutes.
Keep your loved ones safe from home fires. Practice a 2-minute drill until it's part of your routine. And test your smoke alarms monthly.
In America, millions of families are facing hunger. After rent and power, I can get groceries. It's sad to say food comes last. Anna from Texas. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Despite the economic uncertainty and rising prices, American shoppers are expected to spend more this year during the holidays. The National Retail Federation forecasts that shoppers will collectively spend more than $1 trillion between November and December. That's more than a 4% increase compared to last year. The NRFR president and CEO said this was quite a surprise. Despite those numbers, retailers are cautious on holiday hiring due to the uncertainty over the economy and tariffs. And Honda drivers, listen up. The car manufacturer is recalling more than 400,000 cars because their wheels can fall off while driving. According to the recall, a manufacturing error can cause certain 18-inch wheels to loosen and separate from the vehicle. The recall impacts Civics from the model years 2016 through 2021. Honda dealers will inspect and replace the hubs and wheels as needed for free. Honda said there have been no reports of crashes, injuries, or deaths related to this issue. And if you own an iPhone, you can now add your U.S. passport information to your digital wallet. Just this week, the company unveiled its new digital ID system for users. This will allow people who don't have a real ID to scan their info at airports. You can now do this at more than 250 airports. It's important to remember that the digital ID does not replace the physical passport and can't be used for international travel. All right, well, feeling lucky today, you might want to test that luck and pick up a Mega Millions ticket tonight. The jackpot is currently sitting at $965 million for tonight's drawing. The drawing will be the 40th since the last win on June 27th. The chance of winning tonight's drawing is about 1 in 2.9 million. But even if you don't take home the jackpot, the odds of winning any Mega Millions prize are 1 in 23. This will be the 8th largest Mega Millions since the game began in 2002. And don't move, Simon Buggs is here with our Friday Sports page.
Stay right there for your Friday Sports page, guys, because I have some high school football and college hoops news in store for you. Be right back.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that the big homie needs help too. You can't just rebound from everything. I know you've been grinding.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. I wonder why we waited so long. I'm not wondering anymore. Love, your mind. Let's see how far we can go.
All right, everybody, grab a seat and pay attention because your Friday sports page has arrived. And first, there'll be some great high school football games going on this weekend. And these aren't just regular football games. These playoff games that are going on this weekend will be so good, you'll have to catch them in person. First up, we have Central, who will be on the road tonight against Sparrows Point. Next, Gwynn Park will take their show in a row also for their game against Wico High School. Federal Douglas will also try to keep their season alive tonight in their matchup versus Largo. Then we have a good old-fashioned rivalry matchup as Potomac and Oxon Hill will take the field against one another. And finally, the state title runner-ups in wides last year will return to action against Duval. And be sure to tune in to CTV Sports on Monday because I have some highlights waiting for you. Meantime, the UMD women's basketball team is racking up on the recruits, as the team has signed 3 new players in Jordan Jackson, Mimi Tiero, and Eva Grace Yebula. Jackson, who is a 4-star recruit, is ranked as the number 7 player in the country by ESPN. This past season as a junior for Sidwell Friends School, she averaged 19 points and 7 boards a game. She also earned Washington Post All-Met First Team honors in 2025 and led the team to 2 Washington, D.C. state titles. Meanwhile, Tiero out of Quaker Valley High School in Pennsylvania is ranked as a top 50 recruit and is a 4-star prospect. In this past season, she averaged 23 points and almost 17 boards a game. She was also named 4A Player of the Year back in 2024. And last but not least, Yebula hails from England and was named to the Under-18 Great Britain national team. And in her second season of playing for the team, she led the team to the Under-18 Women's National Cup Championship. Man, the future is definitely bright in College Park. And sticking with college hoops news, my alma mater and the Bowie State University's men's basketball team will be taking the court tonight for their home opener as well as their first game of the season. Head coach Darrell Brooks and company will face off against Gannon University to begin the season. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock. And the women's basketball squad will also be playing their first game this weekend. Head coach Shade Swan and company will match up against East Stroudsburg University tomorrow at home as well. The game begins at 7 o'clock also. Good luck to both teams this weekend. In other news, the UMD football team will try to put an end to the losing streak tomorrow afternoon in their road game against Illinois. Kickoff is at 3:30. And finally, the Burgundy and Gold will also try to get back in the win column in their Madrid matchup against the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. The game starts at 9:30 a.m. Man, I hope this team gets the dub. I'm tired of losing, man. And that wraps up your Friday sports page. See y'all on Monday.
All right, thanks, Simon. Let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight will be cloudy out with light winds. Tomorrow will be partly sunny with a high of 64, but we have a chance of rain after 1 p.m. Sunday will be sunny with a high of 62 to kick off the week. Monday will be sunny with a high of 52 and a low of 35. And for our community calendar, this Sunday, Animal Services is having a free drive-up pet vaccination clinic for cats and dogs. Supplies are provided on a first-come, first-served basis, and pets must be at least 4 months old. This event will take place from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. For more information, contact 301-780-7200. And have a story idea? You can reach out to our CTV News tip line by giving us a call at 301-386-4085 or send us an email at ctvnews@pgctv.org. As always, we look forward to hearing from you. All right, that's all the time we have for CTV News. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll have a great weekend, everyone. Good night.